Today, I would like to start the video with the most common and important question. What do the SDGs have to do with your career? What if I told you that those 17 colorful sustainable development goal icons you have probably seen dozens of times could actually help you understand where your career opportunities are heading? Most of them learn the SDGs as no poverty, zero hunger, clean water, climate action. We learn the numbers, we learn the names, and then we move on. But there's a connection that is rarely explained. Every SDG represents a real world problem. Those problems affect industries. Industries respond through projects, investment, and new practices. And those activities create a need for people with specific set of skills. So the question is not really what are the 17 SDGs? The more useful question is what do the SDGs have to do with the work I could actually do? Now let's connect the dots from SDGs to industries and from industries to career. Think about the SDGs like this. SDG linked to problem is linked with industrial response, and that is linked with projects, and projects linked to skills, followed by that is linked with career. Take SDG 6, addresses clean water and sanitation. The goal sounds simple, ensure water availability and sustainable water management. But inside an industry, that becomes very practical. How much water is the company using? Where it is being used? How much wastewater is generated? Is it treated properly? Can water be reused? What are the risks to the business? Now suddenly, SDG 6 is connected to water treatment, manufacturing, infrastructure, environmental consulting, compliance, and sustainability. And that means career opportunities. Not necessarily a job called SDG 6 specialist, but jobs that solve problems connected to SDG 6. Likewise, take SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. This is not just about installing solar panels, it connects to renewable energy, energy efficiency, energy management, green buildings, green technologies, and transition away from fossil fuels. So, industries need people who understand energy systems, energy data, efficiency, renewable energy, and sustainability. Now, look at SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. Think about what a company actually consumes: raw materials, energy, water, packaging, chemicals. And what does it produce? Products, waste, emissions. So SDG 12 therefore connects directly with resource efficiency, waste management, circular economy, sustainable materials, responsible sourcing, and cleaner production. So for someone with an environmental background, this opens a much bigger career landscape than simply thinking, I studied environmental science, so I need an environmental job. Then comes SDG 13, climate action. This is one of the clearest examples of how a global goal creates an environmental professional ecosystem. Companies are increasingly dealing with questions around how much greenhouse gases are we emitting, where are those emissions coming from, how can we reduce them, what climate risk could affect the business, how do we track progress. This connects to GHG accounting, carbon management, decarbonization, climate risk, renewable energy, sustainability strategy, and reporting. And then look at SDG 14 and 15, which addresses life below water and life on land. This connects to oceans, forests, biodiversity, ecosystem, land use, and natural resources. That creates opportunities in areas such as biodiversity assessment, environmental impact assessment, conservation, ecological restoration, natural resource management, and emerging nature-related sustainability work. So the SDGs are not isolated topics. They are connected to the real-world environment and business problems. And this is where I want you to change the way you look at the SDGs. Don't ask only which SDG should I learn. Instead, ask which industries are dealing with the problems connected to these SDGs. Take manufacturing. It has challenges around energy, water, waste, emissions, materials, and supply chains. Whereas construction has challenges around buildings, materials, energy, water, and waste. Agriculture deals with food systems, water, soil, biodiversity and climate. Textiles deals with water, chemicals, materials, waste and social issues. Logistics deals with transportation, fuels, emissions and efficiency. Even the IT sector has sustainability questions around energy consumption, data centers, electronic waste and supply chains. Whereas finance, it increasingly deals with climate risk, sustainable finance and ESG related information. Different industries, different problems, different career opportunities. So now here's the part I really want you to remember. You don't need to find a job called SDG professional. That is not how the industry necessarily works. A company may hire an environmental manager, sustainability analyst, ESG analyst, carbon analyst, water specialist, energy manager, circular economy consultant, sustainability reporting professional, biodiversity consultant, EHS professional. The job title may be completely different, but the work you're doing can directly contribute to one or several SDGs. So don't think I need an SDG certification to get an SDG job. Think, which sustainability problem do I want to become professionally capable of solving? That's a much more powerful career question. So now when you look at the SDGs, don't just see 17 global goals. Look behind each one. What problem is it trying to solve? Which industries are dealing with that problem? What work is being created to address it? And most importantly, what skills would make you useful in that work? Because that's the connection. SDG is linked with problem and that in turn linked with industry. Industries are linked with projects and projects requires the skills and the skills is providing you career opportunities. So you don't need a job title that says SDG specialist. You need to become the person who can solve a sustainability problem that an industry actually has. And that's where an SDG stops being just something you studied in college and start becoming a career direction. So look at those 17 goals once again and tell me in the comments which SDG or sustainability problem would you most like to build your career around and why. And if you are building your career in sustainability, subscribe and follow for more, because here we are not just talking about sustainability, we are connecting it to the skills, work and capabilities that make you industry ready. See you in the next video. Thank you.